These are the things that are non-food items that you should stockpile before January 20th, 2025, when President Trump takes office again. Do you need to be worried about it? I'll let you know which ones you should stockpile and which ones you shouldn't. I saw an article on USA Today about all of the things that are going to be going up in price if President Trump takes office. Here are some of the things that they suggested. From China, soaps, lubricants, waxes, candles, and modeling pastes. From Mexico, paper products, cotton, beer, hard liquor. From Canada, wood, charcoal, aluminum, iron and steel appliances, birth control, carpet, textile floor coverings, wool, animal hair, horsehair, yarn, fabric, umbrellas, walking sticks, cotton, photographic or cinematographic goods, cork products, and printed books from Canada. Guys, I have a free gift for you. It is an almost $30 value. We are going to give you our Dining on a Dime cookbook ebook, volume number 1, free at livingonadime.com. Click on our shop, click on our ebooks, click on Dining on a Dime volume 1, add it to your cart. When you go to checkout, use the coupon code DINING1. And you will get our ebook absolutely free with no obligation and no strings attached. Go grab this while you can. Visit us at livingonadime.com. Now, what do I think about all this? Well, okay, yeah, some of this stuff could go up if he puts the tariffs on it. Now, what are tariffs? They're just a tax that are put on products that you import to your country. So if we buy something from Mexico and sell it here, it would go up 25%. If we buy something from China and we sell it here, he says it's going to be 10%. Canada, I think it was 25% also. So if we import anything, the price is going to go up. The problem is back, 25 years ago, when was it Bush? I don't know. When it was Bush or whoever it was, gave the okay for us to just import whatever we want. All of our manufacturing went away in the United States. Okay, well, that's about as stupid as you can be. I mean, it really doesn't get much more dumb than that. And now we're in this pickle where the majority of our items are imported. Now, stuff like flour, I wouldn't worry about that. Really, they say from wood from Canada. I could see wood from Canada. Some of the regulations and laws here in the United States are ridiculous for logging. It's absolutely ridiculous that we can't log anymore, basically. I mean, we do, but, not like we used to. Hopefully Trump will roll back some of those things so that we can start producing it here. The same with the oil and all that. But I don't know if this is really going to affect us or not. That's why I just continually keep a stockpile on hand. I don't know when I'm going to get stuck by a flood like we did in 2013. I don't know if I'm going to get stuck by a mudslide like I did in 1996 or 7? 96. I don't know if there's going to be a tornado that wipes out my town like it did in 2007 in Greensburg, Kansas. We were living just a town or two over from there. That town was wiped flat. All the farmers that went to Greensburg to buy groceries, they had to drive even further then to go get groceries to either Pratt or Wichita then. What were they supposed to do? The town was literally leveled. There was no more town. The city hall was all that was left standing. You never know when stuff like that is going to be happening. And people will say, well, Tara, if my town is just flattened, then what good is it going to do me to stockpile? Well, of course, it's not going to do you any good to stockpile if your house is just totally wiped off the face of the earth. Hurricane Helene, another great example. But here's the thing. 90% of the houses in that area were still standing. They're still in their houses. They may have a lot of mold. They may have to be remodeling. They may have to be putting walls back up, fixing foundations, stuff like that. But they're still able to live in the house. Well, give or take. You know what I mean. Yeah, because there might be a 5 or 10% chance that your house could be just flattened. Is that a good enough reason to not stockpile? No, because there's a 90 to 95% chance that if there's a disaster, your house is still going to be standing. So What would I be stocking up on this list if it was me? Birth control, aluminum products. I'm working on getting all new appliances right now because my Whirlpool refrigerator, Whirlpool, you should be ashamed of yourself. My Whirlpool refrigerator is running all the time. Last night, my Whirlpool dishwasher, the panel came off the top where you push the controls. My son had to tape the panel down. Now it's not working. 18 months is how old these appliances are. My stove, the drawer on the bottom, would not slide in and out. Thankfully, my son and my husband got that fixed for me this morning. Last night, I was so livid, I couldn't even sleep. And I know that's wrong. I know that's not giving it to God. I totally get that. I'm sorry. I got my faults too. But I was just like, you have got to be kidding me. 18 months old, and I have 3 out of 3 brand new appliances. And all of them are busted in some way, shape, or form. So, would I buy my new appliances? I mean, I guess if you're planning on it, go ahead. Good luck on finding something that is reliable. If someone knows of something that's actually reliable that they have purchased in the last 2 years, I keep getting comments like, well, I've had my Whirlpool for 18 years that's been fine. Yeah, that's because it was made 18 years ago. I honestly, right now, have been looking on Facebook Marketplace and those kinds of places to see if I can just find an older appliance that will work in my house because I am so fed up with it. And person after person has said the same thing. But anyway, if you're in the market, I would go ahead, I guess, and get your appliances. Alcoholic beverages. Listen, if you're drinking that much alcohol that you need to stockpile because you drink it all the time, it's going to cost you so much, I think you need to be cutting it out. So I really would cut that out, except for maybe a few bottles of wine if you use it for a special occasion or something. But I would cut that out. Carpets, other textile floor coverings. Yeah, if you're getting ready to remodel, I would definitely go ahead and be getting those purchased. Umbrellas, walking sticks. I mean, yeah, how many people, those are something that you don't usually have to buy a lot of, but my goodness, if you have to pay an extra $1 or $2 for an umbrella, I really wouldn't stockpile umbrellas or walking sticks. Cotton. You need new sheets? Okay, but go to the thrift store and just get some. If you sleep on sheets at a hotel, then you can sleep on sheets that you bought at the thrift store. Just throw them in the washer and sanitize them. Cork products. I cannot think of anything for cork products at all. I don't know. Printed books. I mean, yeah, if you buy a lot of books, but guys, use the library. You know, I asked Mike, I said, wait a minute, is this going to cause a problem for our books? Like, we have our books printed in South Korea, and so far it doesn't look like it's going to be a problem for our books. But, you know, if we knew that South Korea was on the list and our books are printed in South Korea, we would probably go ahead and spend the money that we have and invest it in books right now to save on the cost that's coming later. Although it would take probably too long for our books at this late date. But I mean, you know, the 1st of November, or when we found out Trump was elected, we could have done it then. It would have got here in time. But, you know, this is one of those things, guys, where you're really just not going to have to worry about it. It's just out of your hands. As a Christian, I made it through Biden being president, which frankly was really touchy at times and not sure we were going to do it. We haven't made it yet. But I'm really not dependent on who is in office. I am dependent on God. He is the one that supplies my needs. He is the one that will make sure that we are fed and that we are clothed. And really, as Americans, we are so out of touch with what basic needs are that most people can't even realize how good we actually have it. 60, 70%, I don't know what percentage, probably a huge amount of the world doesn't even know where their next meal is going to come. Doesn't have shoes, good shoes to put on their feet. Or shoes that cover their whole feet. Shoes without holes. Shoes that will protect them. Even any shoes at all. Clothes. So in the middle of this, you really need to keep a perspective of what's going on. Okay, let's say all of this stuff goes up 25%. And let's say you spend $1,000 a month buying foods and products that will go up 25%. Okay, that's an additional $250. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I get that. But if you're spending that amount of money every month buying these things, you can probably figure out a way to spend an additional $250 a month to pay for it if you need to, in reality. Do I think all of this is really going to affect our pocketbooks a lot? No, I really don't. I don't think it's going to be near as bad as what happened when Biden came into office. I really don't. I think there are going to be other things that will come into play that will negate that rise on the tariffs that come in. So let's say the tariffs do hit 25% and they're coming in, and our foods that we buy, you know, the few foods that we buy are affected by that. Okay, that's fine. But maybe our gas bill will go down 30% because we're finally drilling in America like we should have been doing this whole time in the first place. So maybe our gas will go down. Maybe your groceries will go up $150 a month, but driving to and from work will go down $300 a month. I really don't think the bottom line is going to be affected at all. And I think probably we're going to be better off. We're going to be way better off than we were with Biden. Having said that, still, no matter what happens, as a Christian, because I have given my life to Christ and he has said that he will take care of his children, I am dependent on him and him alone. And I know that even if I don't have my stockpile, he is going to take care of me. So am I really worried about it? No, I'm not really worried about it. But if, like me, I know next Christmas I'm going to be making more candy videos on my other recipe channel. So I have my cocoa right here stocked up because I know that America does not grow chocolate. I have my cocoa stocked up. I'm ready to go. So I'm not saying I'm not stocking up on a few things. I am. I love tea, and I'm going to make sure I at least have a year's worth of tea. My family likes coffee. I'm going to make sure they have at least a year's worth of coffee. But am I going and buying thousands of dollars worth of stuff to stock up? No, I'm not. Would I do it if I had credit card debt or student loan debt or car loans? No, I would not. You need to get that other stuff paid off. One other thing, when you're thinking about this, let's say you have $200,000 in student loans, like I talked about in my last video on this. Let's say you have $200,000 in student loans. You're paying $600 a month in interest, just in interest, at a minimum, on those student loans. And yet you're worried about $100 your grocery bill is going to go up. Get rid of the student loans first. You will have more money if you just get your debt paid off and you're not paying $500, $600, $700, $900, $1,000 a month in interest on your credit cards. It's just ridiculous. You're worried about prices of these things going up, yet you're not worried about the literally tens of thousands of dollars. You are working years. Some people are working 10 to 15 years of their life just to pay the interest on their credit cards. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So get some perspective here and take control and worry about the things that you have control of and do something about it. You don't need to worry about it. Just do something about it. Stop paying all of that money to interest and while you're worrying about this stuff going up. It doesn't even make sense. Now, it does make sense to me as a Christian because the Bible says in the end times people are not going to be using their brains. They're going to be deceived. That is a great deception right there, that they're worried about credit card payments and they're just throwing away literally tens of thousands of dollars a year on interest, and they're worried about maybe $500 a year in tariff fees that they're going to be paying. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So anyway, those are the things that I would buy if you have the money to buy and you're debt free. If you want more tips and ideas, go watch this video next on the foods that you should be buying before January 20th, 2025. We will see you guys next time. livingonadime.com.